All right, so here we go. Mary is going to be a Chaosmancer. And we're going to customize it. So, Chaosmancer, let me just make sure that I understand that this is a caster, right? Because I've played enough melee. Chaos, I bring chaos, causes chaos wherever they roam. I'm assuming it's a Chaosmancer as a caster. And I'm assuming that charisma is my main stat because that's what they give me as a main stat. So there we go. There's 20 charisma. We're going to make everything else 10. Then we want at least a 14 con and 14 intelligence because I want as many skill points as I can get. And then this really is up in the air. Like I could go an extra point of con. This will give me like better will saves. This will give me better reflex saves. This will make it a little bit more likely that I would survive if I got an attack with an undead, like if I got strength drained. So like if this were a hardcore league, this would probably be like what I would do. But for live, I think probably the best is to have a good reflex save just because like if you're stuck in an AoE, you get hit by a fireball or something like that, you're going to make a saving throw. If you walk through a trap, you're going to make a saving throw. It's all going to be dex based. Wiz, I usually run with spell resistance anyway, and I can also use forced personality as a feat later. So like I can get my will saves high without a high wisdom. So I think dex is probably, the best choice for us. Like I said, it would be between strength and dex. It would be complete flavor for how you like to play. I'd rather take less damage from a trap than I'm usually not worrying about the strength damage from undead because I can just drink like a gloomy death ward potion or something like that. But it is something that if you're on hardcore league, you probably should take strength there just because people dying to the shadow strength drain is a thing. So as a spellcaster, spellcraft, obviously. I always like to do UMD, so I'm maxing that out. It's cross, it's like a cross skill, so I can only, my points count for half, so I can only go to 2. I always put a point in tumble because I want to be able to tumble. I always put a point in perform on all my characters just because I want to be able. There are some quests where you can interact with magical instruments. I always like to do that, but that's me. I'm not saying you need to consider that. And then I always like to throw points in jump. And then I always like to get an allure skill. So we're going to do bluff. Since bluff is not a cross-class skill, it's like a main skill, so we'll just blast bluff. We don't need to worry about a lot in jump. Usually I like to get like 5 points in jump. The only other thing I think I would consider if I had another point would be search, because having a good search is useful, but that looks pretty good. Concentration we'll put points in later because we'll be scroll casting. And then because I'm basically making a caster, I'll just do like my basic caster. So we're going to do maximize. We're going to do all the caster stuff. So maximize and power. Quicken will be 1, 2, 6. And pardon me, 1, 3, 6. Level 1 through level 3, level 6. And then beyond that at 9, we'll probably do. We could either do mental toughness, but likely what I'll do is I'll do a spell focus, and likely we'll do evoke, but I'm not quite sure yet. We'll just have to see what the spells are that they give us. We definitely want to take. All right, so here we're not going to worry about shield or night shield because I'm going to put points into Fade Arc Illusionist. Sonic Blast used to be my go-to first level spell just because it's good to break boxes and it does a stun. It's usually like the spell that I would just take. And then if we need to swap it out later. Tumble is also something that I would take, but not at this level. At level 1, probably the most useful for us would be Jump, just because there may be areas that we can't get up to. And then if you did not have a Quiver of Alacrity or something, Expeditious Retreat would also be something to consider. But we want to try Chaos Bolt because like that's a new spell. And from our tests on the test server, it played a lot better than these other level 1 damage spells, like way better than Flame Bolt or Caustic Bolt. So we'll give it a try, but if it sucks, we'll just swap it out. So I'll do Jump and I'll do Chaos Bolt. I do like having Night Shield because it gives you extra for your saving throws later. Merfolk's Blessing is also really cool to have, but not at this level. I don't really need it. Like I said, normally I would do Sonic Blast, but we're going to try doing this Chaos Bolt. And this is a evocation spell. So likely if all the chaos stuff is evoke, we're just going to be an evocation specialist. And I'm going to try to make this character as close to what I normally do. So normally I make a drow, right? So I want the character to look kind of like the Underdark. Like a drow. Normally I make a drow. And this is complete flavor, so you guys may watch me make this and think, God, I would do it totally different. And that's great, man. That's like, that's what flavor is all about. So I want white hair. Like, I'm basically going for my classic drow look, right? Just give me some white hair. And just very standard. I want smaller ears. I don't like the gigantic WoW ears. Like that. Like those are just way too big for me. Like I don't. Looks like 7 is sort of normal. Yeah, alright, so we're just gonna go with 7. The face, this is again like complete. That's shading on the face. Let's go with. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, it's all flavor. I think, just based on what I'm seeing, they're all disgusting. You know, if you make an elf, the elf models are attractive. Even the male elf models look pretty good. This here, it's almost like they used the base from the shifter and just like made it into a. So I'm not seeing anything that I really like. So probably we'll just try to take the thinnest. And then the hair, I like what they did with all this. It looks like the hair is all new. Like, that's pretty cool. It makes me hope that they add these hairstyles to all the other classes, too. Because some of it looks really cool. Some of it's really wild. But it was one of the things in Baldur's Gate that they did really well, having all the different hairstyles that you could do. Like, some of these look really cool. I think that's the most elven that I can do. Right? And then the eyebrows, I want them to just be a little bit less curved. Yeah, that looks good. And then I don't really need a hair accessory, but let's take a look at it. Oh, wow. So I'm hoping that they add this stuff to like other classes, like this level of detail. It's really cool. I'm not going to run with any of this stuff in, but I like the fact that they added it. Very cool. So it looks like you can shade the face to look a little bit different. It's hard kind of to see in this light, but not altering the actual structure of the face. It's just basically altering the shading. And then there's markings. Okay, so that's like a tattoo. If you want to do a tattoo, that's really cool. Okay. And then this is the detail. Okay, and then they let you add like a mark on your face if you wanted to look like Cindy Crawford or something like that. All right, we're going to leave it blank. And then let's look at the eyes. All right, so they don't let you alter the eye color, which is what we noticed on the test server, but they do let you alter the shape, and that looks good. That's as elven as we're going to get. Do they let you do anything with the lips? Hair, eyebrows, head, ears, face, marking. It doesn't look like they let you. It looks like when you pick your head, that changes your lips. Anyway, all right, so that's enough time spent doing this. All right, so that looks as drow as we can get, right? Like, that looks about as drowish as we can get. Always go neutral. I always go neutral. I'm not recommending that you do it, but just because I don't want to take extra damage from, like, you know, things that hurt lawful or chaotic. And there we go. All right, so usually keep that there. Let's make this. Oh, they're already okay. Great. All right, that all looks good. That all looks good. All right, that looks good. Okay, there's our meta magic. These are our seasons. Spring, summer, winter, and autumn. Looks like spring gives us a bonus to charisma, so without looking at all the details, that's what we're going to run for now. That's our spell. Don't need that. Keep that. Okay, we're just going to level up as a, as whatever this is. Sorcerer. Wild magic sorcerer. And so I'm going to use Wild Magic, my Chaosmancer, and then Dark Illusionist. And as an Iconic, we get to go to level 15 before we can start, you know, before we quest. But then we have to go from 15 to level 30 before we can reincarnate as an Iconic. Which is okay. We like playing in the epic content anyway, so that's fine from my perspective. I'm going to just blast bluff up as high as I can get it. And then another level 1 spell I will take. So I have a quiver, so I don't need Expeditious Retreat. Otherwise, that's what I would take. We're not going to take level 1 Color Spray because that kind of sucks. We don't need to worry about Featherfall because I have an item in the bank. Magic Missile's okay. Night Shield usually is what I take just because it gives me a buff. But, you know, we'll take Sonic Blast just in case Chaos Bolt isn't good. We can always swap this stuff out because I have this VIP spell swap thing. So as a VIP, I can swap spells for free. And now we're just going to basically put our points into jump until we get that to 5. like I said here, the build is going to be Maximize, Empower, and Quicken are the first three that we take. So here's Empower. And then the next spell I'm going to take here is probably going to be Merfolk, just for now. I can swap these out, but... we're blasting Charisma. Okay, the most useful level 2 spell generally is either Scorch or Snowball Swarm. Usually those two, like you just take one or the other and you're going to obliterate everything. Scorch is great at just melting the kobolds and waterworks. Snowball Storm does the same. Swarm just depends on the flavor that you like, you know, whether you want cold or... I typically like Snowball Swarm more. Web is also really cool. Like, so Web and Snowball Swarm work real well together because you're not melting the webs with Scorch. The problem with taking Web, especially if you pug, is you'll take Web and cast Web and there'll be some guy who just runs up and scorches and burns your webs. So, I mean, it's really difficult to kind of use Web without it being obliterated by somebody else unless you solo a lot. Resist Energy is something that we're going to take. We need to take it. Knock is something that we're going to take. Invisibility I always take, usually because I like to run that quest in the harbor, Stealthy Repossession. Usually the first spell that I take here is Invisibility, just because I'll go and run that. False Life is also really like a great spell to take and run with. And then a couple of things to keep in mind, like Electric Loop is a good damage spell because it will add a stun if your GC is high enough. Flaming Sphere is garbage. You never want to take that. Gust of Wind is really good because you can like blow away enemy firewalls. Obviously, if you're undead, you take Death Aura, but we don't need it. Melf's Acid Arrow is extremely under... like, it performs way under where it should, in my opinion. I think it should be a lot better, but it really isn't. Same with Scorching Ray. It's not that Scorching Ray isn't a good idea. It's just they didn't buff it back when they buffed all the damage, so Scorch is just way better. So likely what I'm going to take is I'll just stick with what I usually do and just do Invisibility, which is probably dumb because I have Invisibility wands in my bank, but like I said, we can always redo the spells if we need to. This next one will take Snowball Swarm. All right, so now we maxed out Jump and UMD. The next, I probably want to start going in Concentration because I'm going to be wand and scroll casting. This is level 6, so we take Quicken. Quicken will allow us to cast uninterrupted. Always, like, the first spell I would take at level 3 is Fireball, just because Fireball obliterates everything. But because we're a Chaosmancer, we're going to take Chaos Sphere. So that's the first. We're going to give that a try. Going to take Knock. And here we'll take Displacement. Oh, I keep hitting Myth Drannor. There we go. All right, more Charisma. Okay, level 4. First spell that you got to take at level 4, I think, is the S tier spell in this list. And who can see it? I mean, there's a lot of good spells in this list, right? But the quickest, the best, number one spell that you want to get as soon as you can get it is Dimension Door. Just because it makes your life so much easier the way they have it designed. So we always take that first. It's going to allow us to do a lot of things without worrying about, you know, getting stuck. Bypass a lot of fights and stuff like that. Alright, so level 9, like I said, we're going to basically do Evocation. And then we're just going to keep adding. Blur would be a good one to add. False Life would be a good one to add. We'll do Resist Energy just for now. Probably here I'll do Magic Circle, and then for this level I want to try Chaos Hammer, so that's our DPS spell for this level that we'll do. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but I want to try out Chaos Hammer and see if it actually hits hard. Okay, level 5. Is there any new spell? Yes, Wild Strike. What is this? Surround the target with rainbows, dealing chaos damage per caster level. They take random effect every 2 seconds. They'll take another random effect. All right, we're going to try that. There we go. We don't know. It might suck. We're going to try it out. Right? The whole point is to test this stuff out. So you don't have to. I know for a fact that we want prismatic. The prismatic spells are keyed to work better with the chaos magic, so we're going to take it. But just to talk about what I normally think about when I'm in this level, Cyclonic Blast is a great spell because it will allow us to like blow away enemy spells. Break Enchantment is always good because it allows you to like remove negative effects. Protection from Elements is always really good because it will give you like an immunity to that as long as you have points, and that gets buffed later in epics. Teleport we can do on scrolls, we don't need to worry about it. Symbol of Pain, Waves of Fatigue, those are pretty much garbage, just the way that it works in DDO. It's not very helpful. Summons are okay, but if you solo, but if you're in a pug, it's usually not a good idea. They didn't buff Nyax and Eladars to work correctly with the damage buffs that they did recently, so they kind of underperform in my opinion, although I wouldn't recommend against taking them, but I just don't use them anymore. Ball Lightning, Cone of Cold are still really good if you are doing like a Sonic Electric Sork or a Cold Sork. Obviously they're like your bread and butter. I think what we're gonna do, just for the sake of this playing, is just do our prismatic, and I need another. It's probably going to be like maybe Fire Shield, Ice Storm, Stone Skin. They're all useful. I think probably Ice Storm is like the most useful functionally next to Fire Shield, but we can do Fire Shield off of scrolls if we really need it. We'll get to spell later. Haste is always good to have. Rage is good to have if you're on hardcore for the extra hit points. Usually what I run here is Sleet Storm because it's a really good CC, you know, when you're on a caster, so that's what I'll take. Like I said, we can always, if we come into a situation where I need to redo my spells, we can do that really quick because we have that VIP spell swap thing enabled. So level 12, we're just going to stick with the spell boosting. So Greater Evocation, I should see it somewhere in this list. I probably already passed it by, but we're just going to keep looking. No, there it is. Greater evoke. And if there's a new spell in here, I don't see a new spell. So we're going to take... Well, there's Prismatic Strike. We'll probably try that, but what I want to take is Greater Heroism. So Greater Heroism and Greater Dispel Magic are very useful at this level. This is a buff that you want to have. It'll make you immune to fear, gives you some hit points. You can pass it out to other people. Greater Dispel Magic allows you to remove magical traps, so it's always worth carrying that. You can also cast this off of wands, so it's like you really technically could skip it as a spell, but I usually just take it. Big damage dealers in here. Odaluk's great. Necrotic Rays, S tier, probably one of the best spells in the game. Undeath to Death and Circle of Death are really good spells as well. Globe Invulnerability is really useful. Chain Lightning is pretty good. Acid Fog, I don't really like it. I'm sure it's okay, but I think it underperforms when you look at the other spells. But the new spell in this is Prismatic Strike. We're going to take it and try it, but the first one I'm going to take is Greater Heroism. So we're going to take Prismatic Strike just so we can try it out. In this level here, we'll probably take... So if you weren't in Fate Arc Illusionist, I would say here's where you take your Color Spray. Protection from Elements, usually I run with that, so I'll take that. Acid Rain underperforms. Bestow Curse is completely useless in the way that we have curses in this game. Burning Blood wasn't updated with the damage tick, so it underperforms as far as I'm concerned. Charm Monster is great if you're solo, but it'll annoy people if you're with a group. Contagion is somewhat useful because the spells that you can cast are kind of interesting, but I wouldn't do it on a sorcerer. Crushing Despair is a nice thought, but it's completely useless because it's only -2. And the way DDO scales, it's -2 is... If that were like 2% or a percentage of the monster, then I would think, wow, that is good. But just a flat 2, it's very underwhelming. Obviously, if you're undead, you want Death Aura here. Enervate is a great idea, but again, it's more of the way DDO plays. Yeah, I think if you were PvPing, Enervate would work well, but Fire Shield usually is the go-to. Globe Invulnerability, I'd say wait, get the greater one. PK is good if you're doing illusion. Shout is always great, but the greater shout is even better. Stone Skin is good, but you can do it off of a wand. Wall of Fire would be like build dependent. Symbol of Flame, I don't think I've ever used. Negative Energy Burst is great if you're undead. I don't think I'd use it if I weren't. Same thing with Fire Trap. Fire Trap is a good idea, but... So I would probably take Fire Shield, which is probably what I'm going to take. Just because it's a very good defensive spell to have. So here, level 7, as soon as you get access to level 7, the most destructive is Delayed Blast Fireball. Like, this is really going to up your DPS as a caster, as long as the stuff takes fire damage. If you were doing DC casting, this is where you want to grab Finger. If you were in a group and you needed to CC, autos is like that's an S tier CC. For our purposes though, because we're doing a chaos build and I want to try this out to see how this works, right? Like, I could just take Delayed Blast Fireball and just blow everything away, but that wouldn't be as interesting as me taking Prismatic Spray, right? Because I think tied prismatic spray effects into this new chaos magic system. So we should be able to see some really interesting things. All right, so, and now we have 2 more points. I think what I'm going to do is probably just put them in perform. Hey, it looks like Little Mama is raiding us with a party. That's great. Hey, Little Mama, I appreciate the raid. Thanks. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're having a good night. Hope whatever you guys were up to went well. I'm just messing around with... I made Mary into a Chaos Sorcerer, so we're going to play around on an Iconic. I TR'd. I got away from Dragon Lord after a couple of months. Level 15, I want a meta magic. I want Heighten. And then here, I'm going to take autos. I'm going to take Greater Dispel Magic. And I'll take Cyclonic Blast. Oh, you're gonna TR. Yeah, I'm in an Iconic right now. I just made a Chaosmancer. I literally just TR'd. So I'm an Eladrin Chaosmancer. And we're gonna play around with it and see and go to level 30. I got the Ultimate Collector Edition, so like I've got like the +3 racial tome, so we're going to spend all the racial points up this racial tree here, added with my... I already had like 11 or 12 racial points, so I have quite a bit of points to put there, and then we're going to go into Fade Arc Illusionist as well. Basically just going to redo like the build that I normally play, and then we're going to try out and like do some testing on these new spells and see which ones are, you know, we're like tier list them basically. S tier, A, B, C, D. See which ones are good, which ones are garbage. I'm excited to be a Sorc again. I used to play a Sorc way back, and then they released Warlock, and Warlock became my new favorite. So now I usually play Warlock casters, but I think it's all really exciting having this wild magic system in the game now. There's a couple of things that I want to set. Oh yeah, you guys can see I have this mystical D20. But we're sorry the 40th anniversary event is over, but I can never get this thing out of my backpack. This is the Chaosmancer gear, right? So let's get that. I'm, of course, going to replace all of this with stuff that I already have, but we'll just put it on for now to see what it looks like. Give me a longsword that has Radiance on it. Obviously, because Radiance is my spell power, because I'm doing chaos damage, which is alignment damage. I got 50 more of these healing elixirs. That's good. I got this Eladrin Regalia. Bound to character, absolutely excluded race is Warforged, and then I must be an Eladrin Chaosmancer to wear it. See, I think they should remove that. I think they should remove that required, because if you do an iconic life, you wear that. You should be able to take that and then wear it. If you really like the way this looks, which it looks pretty cool, you should be able to wear that on a character build that you do in the future. I think all things considered, this looks really sharp. I really like the headpiece. It's a little bit elaborate for me with like the side, but I like what they did with the sort of like the crownish top. I think that they did a really good job designing these. Like, that cloak is sharp. There's a lot of detail in this cloak. Like, that's really cool. Is it as good as the new elf outfit? I don't think so, but it's very good. So that's what it looks like. That's the Eladrin regalia, and that looks like I've got another copy. I don't know if this is a different color. We're going to see. Oh, this is the actual armor. Okay, I see. Sorry. Oh, that does look different. I bet that that's not... I bet that that's the way that my character model is displaying this. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. Okay, Elminster. Thanks for the help, buddy. We're gonna get out of here now. Sure, we'll see Elminster again. I mean, look at the cloak. They did a really good job with the colors. Very, very slick. Obviously, people want to see the flying carpet, so we will use the flying carpet as our mount. But I also will pin the elf horse because it's a pretty horse. I like the little Kushi pet better than the little imp, but the imp is the collector edition, so that's the one I'll keep out so people can see it if I can find it. Red, yeah, this is it right here, the red wizard imp. Okay, we're gonna leave the name for now, right, so people can identify it. I'll eventually rename that. All right, there's our hovering carpet. Right, technically it's not a flying carpet, it's just a hovering carpet. Or we'll call it a magic carpet. Because we will try and experiment with it. We'll see if it flies. Right? We'll do what I think, didn't Jerry Seinfeld say when he got his Superman outfit when he was a kid, he put it on and wanted to jump off his roof? And like his mother stopped him and said, You'll kill yourself, what are you, an idiot? And he's like, but I'm Superman. So we're gonna do the same thing. We'll see if we actually take damage. If there's a roof that I can get. Alright, hold up. I think it actually does. Oh, no. I've got gear on. I'm getting Featherfall from somebody. Where is the Featherfall? There it is. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the mount itself... Yeah, it does not. I just fell off that. I jumped off the stair and went down really quick. Yeah, so technically just a magic carpet, not a flying carpet. Oh, yeah, we wanted to come here. Yeah. So, if you haven't reincarnated before, they take all of your stuff and throw it into a reincarnation cache, which is here, is labeled. So we've got our shared bank, we've got our character bank, and we've got our reincarnation cache. And this is where everything that you had is, and guys can see I have a lot of junk. Probably not more than anybody else. Like, I have a Star of Irian that's level 2. If you guys don't know, this is how long I've been playing this game. Star of Irian drops from Tempest Spine, and when they first released that raid, this weapon used to drop as a level 2, and at the time that was so powerful because it did Holy, Righteous, and was a +2 magical weapon. Keep in mind, like, you get that club from Delera, that wooden holy club, to beat up the skeletons, because magic items were hard to find when this game launched, good magic items. So this Star of Irion back then used to obliterate Dalaras. Like, so I got one and I did the binding and attuning ritual on it to keep it from taking damage, which is why I still have it, which is why it's bound to me. I probably don't need it, could throw it away, but it's, at this point, it's just like something cool to talk about, because they stopped spawning at level 2 a long time ago. I don't know what the actual level for them is. I think it's level 10 because that's a level 10 raid. I think the ones that drop now are level 10, but that's a bit of back. So what I used to do with this basically is, because the cap was level 10, you could go into Dalara and just farm it. Like, you know, you could smash anything undead with that Star of Irion. These steps lenses, I got a bunch when I unlocked it from talking to her over in Upper Moorgrave. That's that quest. Like I said, I took the spell invisibility. I probably should go swap that out because I literally collect invisibility wands, so I don't need them. I do have a bunch of stuff that I'm probably going to want to put on. This is something that's interesting to talk about here too. I think I may have talked about this before, but this robe is bound and attuned to me because I made it way back when they first introduced cosmetics into this game. They were armor transmogs. So this cosmetic area on the UI right here, this did not exist. Basically, you had to transmog an armor piece, and so this robe has on it an armor kit. You can actually hear it, and you can see it. It's a unique, this kind of spawns, but not as it is on me. Like, you can still get something that's similar to this, but this is like a black robe spiral. And the one that exists now has like these shoulder guards and this chest thing on it, and then this belt with a bunch of books and stuff. And I think the only way you can get it is if you win a gold roll. But this old armor kit, I don't know why they don't give it, like, let us purchase these again as regular cosmetics, because this particular robe is great. Like, I keep it. I keep this, even though it's an old level 10 piece of gear, because I attached an armor transmog to it and I can't take it off. Like, I keep hoping that they give us, you know, a kit in order to take that off. And this is an interesting look too. Like, I have no armor on, no cosmetic. So it looks like the base skin from my Chaosmancer is this weird sort of like Space 1999 pajamas. It's interesting. That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, it looks like they put a lot of work into... Let's go to the horse. It's like they put a lot of work into these characters. Alright, so I'm going to wear a modified version of this. I want that. Oh, I want that and that. I'll take those. Take that. All this stuff I want to have in my backpack. Level 15. So there's our belt. There's our ring. And we're just going to wear the Esoteric Initiate set. So Esoteric Initiate is this, and this. Although, you know what? Really interesting, because my focus is Radiance. I definitely want to wear this cloak. Do I want to do medium armor, though? Probably not, right? I don't think I have a way to debuff the... We'll put it in our backpack and see. Just gonna take all this stuff. We'll take our Shard of Zoriat as well. And what I'm going to do as far as like all of this stuff goes, basically just going to get rid of it because I'm not going to use it. This is all of the stuff that they give you with the Eladrin themselves. So we're just going to put on our own gear that I already have, but I wanted to take a look at it. It's not that this stuff isn't good, but it's sort of like optimized for an older meta, so it's not as good. Like you can see level 15, it's only a +6 charisma. We can get that a lot higher. But if you didn't have any gear, it's a good place to start. So this is the Esoteric Initiate set right here. That's my ring that I make for myself. This, let's see which one. That is a Mythic +3, so we'll just do that one. And there's my Spider Cult mask. There's my Deathwalker sash. You can see that I have a Festival Cold bonus on that. So because I'm using the Spider Cult mask for the buff that it gives me, it means I'm not going to use the cosmetic, but I am going to use this. That's the new elf cosmetic that they gave us. And I get a bonus on my Deathwalker sash, which is why I'm probably not going to use that, but I do really like it. All right, I don't need to save that. That's my belt. Okay, all this stuff is just extra. All right, if we need another copy of this stuff, I can go pick it up. That goes back in my bank. An awful lot that goes into... All right, I don't need that. I'm going to save this. That's the Eladrin cosmetic, so we'll save that in case somebody wants to see it. I don't need to save this sword, but I will, just because it does Insightful Evoke and Radiance 81. That's pretty good. So if we need it, we'll save it. These I'm going to put back in the bank. That. Also going to save that over here just for now, because that's new, so maybe I'll use it. The other stuff I need to get out of my cache. So I need my my bags. Yeah, they're there. I should have a blue one. Oh, you know what I'm noticing we did not get from the bundle is the teleport item. So I guess they haven't implemented that yet. Basically what I'm talking about is like the Sharn Pass for the new Myth Drannor area. It looks like they haven't even added it to this yet. So I'm assuming when they launch at the end of July, that they will give us that compass that we got with the purchase. The ultimate bundle came with a updated travel pass, but it is not here yet. So here's the Quiver of Alacrity. That's good. Here's our green steel. You know what? I can't wear the green steel because I have on the dusk lenses. So we're just gonna put our green steel in our character bank. It's unfortunate because I really like wearing that. Here's our Gibber's Blade. I don't need, so these are like the Boots of Striding I got for pre-purchasing DDO when it was launched in 2006 or whatever it was. Along with this Founder's Helm. which at the time was great because it gave you 5 extra hit points. The Brooch of Water Breathing I don't need, and then the natural armor was something else that you got for like buying the collector's edition at the time. But that's only +1 natural armor, and we don't really need to worry about that. We're going to take all our scrolls. We'll take our Harper Pin. We'll take our teleports. We'll take our Eternal Flask of Death Ward Potion, which I got buying it from the vendor with Mysterious Remnants. We'll take our Purple Lavender. We'll take our Archivist's Necklace. You know what? Because I have a debuff using the Arc Ricochet, because it's a throwing star. Normally on a drow you can just use the throwing stars, but for some reason Eladrin is not qualified to use it, so I'm just going to throw it in the bank, and I'll just take my Barovia dagger. If I use a shield, I'll have my cane. And then I like the Spyglass as my cosmetic, but so that's a total flavor thing, right? Sure, everybody has their own. I do have wings that I could use to get my Reaper wings on, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go pick up my butterfly wings. These potions of improved brilliance, because I'm doing chaos damage, we'll take those with us, because that is light and alignment alchemical bonus buff. And that comes from the Halloween event. A lot of this stuff, I mean, I have a Stone of Good Luck. This is just a really old trinket. They used to be really valuable way, way back, but now nobody really cares about those. I could use my Fanion, however you say that, as a shield, because I believe that I don't get any caster. So we'll take that. So basically, that's not going to, even though I'm not proficient with it, it will not impede my ability to cast a spell. The caster stick that I want should be a Barovia caster stick at level 10. And I need to get these flight boots anyway, because that's my source of freedom of movement. And there's my Barovia scepter right there. Okay, so the gear is looking better. We need to fill in the gaps with a couple of other pieces. So we'll probably use the reflective bloodstone because I'm going to be doing color spray. I need to find my trinket, which I believe it's a level 3 trinket. Yeah, it's right here. The Battle Worn Medallion gives me charisma. It has a Master's Gift. It gives me permanent heroism. It's really great for level 3. My Salt Pearl Ring is Resonance Sonic. Insightful Charisma is nice, but we're going to continue looking. What I want to find is my Crown of Snow. It's probably best in slot for my headpiece, which is right here. I've got it. I've got mine with a Mythic 3 on it, and it's slotted with the Feather Falling. I would love to get another piece of the Feywild gear. So I'm going to do this one here, this Nocturne Ring. Command, True Seeing, Water Breathing. It's going to basically make it so that I don't have to worry about falling. I don't have to worry about drowning. And it's going to give me extra hit points for the +2 to the Feywild bonus, which I've got there now. And then gloves. There are some really good Feywild gloves. These Dead Ringers. The Dead Ringers are really good, and the Gloves of Tranquility are really good. Gloves of Tranquility, Blurry, Regen, Quelling Strikes, and I've got a Diamond +3 in there, or I can do Wizardry, Insightful Wizardry, Spell Pen, and then a Profane +1 to my spell DCs. I think probably because I can cast displacement on myself, the Dead Ringers, but I can certainly see a situation where I would use the Gloves of Tranquility just because I like to have the regenerate, but we'll just do the Dead Ringers because we're doing a spellcaster. Now, if for some reason I can figure out how to get myself into that medium armor that has Radiance on it, the Flame Cleanse Fury set, then I will get out of Esoteric Initiate, and that would allow me to wear my green steel goggles. But for now, we're in a robe. We've got our Esoteric Initiate bonus. We've got our Crown of Snow. We've got a 3-piece Feywild. So we've got a 3-piece Sharn, 3-piece Feywild going. And we have our main stat boosted with this Hallowed Trail Radiance, which is our main damage type. And we've got Radiance Lore. We're doing Evocation Specialist. This gives us +3 Evoke. And we have a Mythic 3 on it, and I have it slotted with a Heavy Fort. The thing that we miss out on, though, normally I use a Cloak of Winter, which has Death Ward, like, you know, gives me like a life sealed. So we need to make sure that we have a source of Death Ward somewhere. And I think maybe it might be worth me using a different shield other than the Fanion in order to get that. So I'm going to look at from 10 to 15. See, do I have a shield? I should have. So there are shields that drop during the Halloween event that give you like a Death Ward effect. The other thing, too, is some of my rings, like this level 12 ring, has Death Block and Fear Immunity in it already. So I guess I could reslot that Sapphire. Well, actually, I don't think I can do that because I need a yellow and a green. Yeah, green slots are so rare. All right, but that resist 5 is redundant with that resist 5. So what's the difference? Sheltering 19, spell resist 22. Sheltering 16, spell resist 18. So I would lose 4 spell resist. That's quite a big loss. We do want our Necklace of the Glib Tongue, so that's good. Okay, blindness immunity, resist. Featherfall is redundant. It looks like what I need to do is like locate one of those shields. It's either that or I could slot. No, actually purple is only red and blue. I wouldn't be able to slot that, would I? Death Block is a topaz. I need yellow or green. I have a Meteoric Star Ruby in my Barovia Scepter. What's the slot on this? It's blue. That's blue. All right, so that's what we're gonna do for now. Short term. We're gonna drop down our spell resistance just a little bit, just so we have there. So that gives us access to Death Block and Fear Immunity. So that's fine for now. We'll tweak this as we go. We're not gonna get too crazy about it. All right, so I've got all my slots. like I said, I'm probably going to, because I'm back in a sorcerer, I'll probably have to go through my alts when I'm not streaming and talk about, you know, the gear options for Sork. Curse cards on the yeah, you know what? I have not put on all of them. So I did do a curse on the dusk lenses. I have Curse of the Enchanter, but I did not put one here, and I did not put one. Oh, actually I do. I have a Curse of the Depths on this one, so it looks just like the armor got missed. But they were having that bug. I haven't done the deck in a while, since that bug happened and a bunch of my stuff got overloaded. Like you can see, my Battle-Worn Medallion is overloaded, and it's completely useless. That actually used to be a good buff, and now it's not. So I haven't found a cleansing tome to get that off, so I keep hoping maybe I'll loot a Battle-Worn Medallion with a Mythic 3, and then I can just throw this one away and then just try to reapply a new curse. Because they don't let you just overwrite a curse. You have to use a tome to remove it. So basically this item is essentially bricked, right? Like there's nothing I can really do. I have yet to loot one of those. Yeah, it's quite frustrating. But I really like this. This is the elf armor from the new Myth Drannor set. Really cool. I should probably run around in like all the new stuff and not worry about like the little, you know, the extra set bonus, just so you guys can see it. Right? Like my cloak gives me plus 10 cold resist. Okay, I already have, yeah. Okay, did I take all that? I did. We'll take this. We'll take this stuff just so I can show it. Oh, I want my Illyri. I want my bells. I want my spell potions. Yeah, see, here's a buckler, but that does not have a death ward effect on it. That does have elusive target on it, though, so that's really cool. Looks like I still have a Sovereign 2 on. I might refresh that, though. Okay, so that I've got some mana, I've got Illyri. Got my bells. This is some of the new gear here. Right, so this is that. It doesn't look like I have a quiver. I need to go and talk to that vendor again. And I think I have everything out of here that I would need. I mean, technically I could probably throw out this Eternal Wand of Acid Splash, because I don't think I've ever actually used it, but I just save it because I don't remember where I got it. Yeah, I mean, for now. Okay, so here we are. This cloak is the one that comes with the red wizard, and then this is the elf outfit. And then this is the spyglass. The effect on it is is one of the coffer effects. I think it was the mechanotech effect, which was pretty cool. I thought it made it look a little bit like a lightsaber. So we're gonna spend, so as a caster, right, I'm just gonna dump a lot of my points into spellcasting, focusing on charisma. And we're just going to blast up our points as high as we can get it. Okay. And then we'll do Grim Barricade. We'll do PRR because I'm in a robe. We'll do Reflex Save so I can, you know, like not die in a trap. Just continue doing PRR. We're going to take con. Yep. Okay. Con. Dodge is great, especially since we're in a robe. Yeah, it looks like I just need to keep spending points just because I have a lot of points to go. So we'll take Dex just to get our reflex save even higher. All this stuff will eventually respec later. And then do we want a boost? Yeah, we'll take a boost. We'll take the spell boost. I think by putting points in these, I can increase all of them. And we still have a whole bunch of points to go. So that's the Reaper points. There's no epic points because we're still heroic. And then this is the heroic. We haven't really set the build yet, but... So I have 14 points to go into racial. So let's start doing that. All right, so it took all my cores. This first core is a gain +2 wild surge luck to increase the chance of you getting a good or very good wild magic surge. Then this is a charisma buff. This buffs the wild magic surge bonus again. And then it looks like this one also buffs it. So that's good. That makes it more likely that the surge that you get is going to be good. I'm in spring because that gives me charisma. But I'm not sure if that's really the one I want to use because spring is electric and sonic and I am focusing on light. So it looks like I want to be in summer. Summer just gives me strength. So I'm going to switch to summer. And then we'll just start buffing summer. This is Arcanum. Arcanum is going to be good for anybody. Yes, and as long as I have 100 or more spell points, I can see things as they truly are. I see invisible and pierce illusion, so it sounds like it gives me true seeing. Maximize will cost me less, and I get another strength. Okay, so this is good. This is actually be good for hardcore because it just grants you strength, and like I said, strength is good to stay alive when you're fighting undead that can drain you. This gives me a spell-like ability. Wave of Scorching Fire. So basically it's Scorch. It's really unfortunate because I thought that they were going to change that and make this a little bit better. This is Autumn Decay, which is a spell-like ability, sends an Acid Blast. This is Winter, a Hailstorm. All right. What I think we should do is test all of these out just to see which one is the best because I have no idea. Eladrin Chaos Control, very bad, will be shifted to just bad. Yes, we want that. Phase Step. It looks like they did not take the recommendations from the testers on the test server to change this from an ability that has charges in it to an ability that is just activated. So it's basically I appear and disappear. I gain universal spell power per character level in spring. I get 20% cheaper spells for 10 seconds. I gain 5 MRR and an MRR cap for 10 seconds. Or I get +2 spell pen +1 per level for 10 seconds. So it looks like for our purpose, probably the best one. Just spell cost reduction in summer would probably be the best. I've already spent though over my initial racial point. Like I have 14. I've already started spending into you know, my build points. So let's, before I go even more crazy, I'm gonna actually close this for a second and just try to get something set on the build. So I want like just this basic stuff here so I can have access to color spray right there, right? So I've got 11 points. That gives me my color spray, and it also gives me my magic missile immunity. That's like basic. To just spend the basic racial points initially. We'll spend those first 6 points. Okay. And now, probably what I'll do is we'll go through and start doing like tests on which of these is the best. But it looks like skipping these, because if these all suck, then I think the best one to take would probably be just this middle here with the racial points that I have. I have 6 left, so this phase step is a great idea, but I don't like that it's so limited and that it costs a lot to get extra chargers, so I probably won't actually use this. Probably what I'll do with the points that I have, like that's it right there. Because each one of these costs 2 points. So that's it. That's like all the racial points that I have on my character are spent right now just doing that. I could forego 50 spell points and 1 spell pen and grab that. Actually, I have to do it like that. But that's just true seeing, right? I'm going to have true seeing on an object already, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so this one here is will saves, chaos spell power. Yeah, we want to get this basically as strong as we can get it. 1% wild magic surge and a 1% spell crit. Chaos bolt as an SLA, that's good. Caster level with chaos spells +1. Universal and okay, that's good. 5% action boost to wild magic surge. All right, that's an action boost. If you were to get a bad surge, you get a neutral one. Okay, that sounds good. This is the thing that buffs the chest. So we'll take, obviously we want that. We'll keep doing that. We're going to take charisma here. Once per minute. Okay, that's like a changing saving throw bonus. All right. That's pretty standard. Dodge while wearing no armor. And you gain 1d6 dodge cap that's rerolled every minute. Okay, that sounds useful, especially since I'm in a robe. Once per minute, you gain a wild magic surge, a variety of buffs that scale. It seems like we kind of have to take that, right? Like that's core to what we're doing. Color spray now deals damage. Yes, we picked up color spray, right? So we definitely want that. This one basically adds color spray, greater color spray, prismatic ray, prismatic strike. All now deal damage. So yeah, we want to take that. Entropic energy, this just keeps boosting our spell power. Here's our other charisma. Yes, it looks like they made it so that we want this entire middle tree here. Okay, and now we're at the top tier. I have a feeling I'm going to buy everything. I don't want -2 spell DCs that rolls it and has a chance to give me even more. Maybe that's good, but for now I'm going to skip that one. While wearing no armor, I gain this random deflector. All right, I have that. We're going to see if that works. Rapid surge, activate to trigger a session where you get a lot of surges very quickly. Yeah, we're going to try that out. Whenever you fail a saving throw, you re-roll it. So this basically like Slippery Mind. Yep, that seems good for 1 point. Wild Strike, we're definitely going to take that and try it. Chaos Bolt, Chaos Sphere, Chaos Hammer, Entropy, SLAs. Now additional damage, debuff, crowd control. Yeah, absolutely we want that. Holy shit. Unstable Sorcery. Your caster level with spells is now equal to your caster level instead of your class level. All right, that's basically if you were doing like a multi-class, but we're not. While wearing no armor, you gain 2% critical damage. That costs 2 points, and it's 2%. Well, it's probably good, but for right now, I'm going to hold off on that one. You gain +2 caster level with all spells, but are able to receive very bad wild surges. Okay, that one sounds scary. We're going to take Chaos Sphere. This is another SLA. So that's an action boost. I'm going to skip that for now. This one here, I would love to see in action. For the hell of it, we'll take that one. It's only 1 point. We kind of want that. Bro, I've already spent 46 points. Like, they made this tree so expensive. And I'm only level 15, and I still have these 2 cores to go. And I wanted to mess around with this. So, what I'm probably going to have to do, and what I will probably do for the live stream, and just to update you guys, is I will probably do a series of, like, testing. So, we'll just respec. So, for now, I'm spec'd into Wild Mage, and we'll go quest and try it out. But what I'll likely do is unspec this and respec into all of these, just so we can get a really good sense on which of these seasons is the best, which season SLA is the best, if they're even worth using it at all. They may completely suck. They may be amazing. We'll try them out. But for now, we're going to skip testing those and just get to testing this main Wild Mage Sorc tree. And we've already spent 46 points, so we'll probably have to respec ourselves once we, once we get up in level a little bit. I think it's really, you know what I want to do? I want to go and get a quiver. And I think I can do that right here. I just have to go and talk to the NPC who gave me the bundle. And so, I don't know, you guys tuning in later, we went over like the different package bundles. So I picked up the Ultimate Collector bundle, and we went over all the different parts that come with it. And this is the Forgotten Realms Hall of Heroes. Hopefully it's laid out the same as the Eberron Hall of Heroes. Yeah, alright, so there's Violet, the VIP, and that means that the... Alright, so in Eberron, the Collector bundle people are right here, but in the Forgotten Realms, they are not there. Why? I don't know. Why they're not identical. So, maybe somebody in chat knows where I'm supposed to look for these in the Forgotten Realms. Why it's not laid out identically, I mean, I guess it makes sense if they want to sort of make a narrative that these are different locations, obviously, but the general outline, like the way that this Hall of Heroes is laid out, is the same architecturally. So if they're going to have the same architecture, then why not have the same layout for the NPCs? Like that, it doesn't make any sense to me to change that. The other thing too is I'm not seeing any of those vendors that sell the collector editions. Like they're just not here. Maybe I'm an idiot and I'm just not seeing them, but I don't see them. Right? I mean, are they anywhere? They're not in the middle here. Are they underwater? I'm assuming this is an oversight. I'm assuming that because in the press release for the bundles, they were like, yeah, you can claim them by going to the Hall of Heroes, either in the Forgotten Realms or Eberron. So I'm assuming they just forgot to add them here. They should be right here. So basically what we can do, and we'll actually, I'll show you this so you guys know what I'm talking about, not just ranting like some crazy person. So we're in the Forgotten Realms, we're in the Hall of Heroes, we're right next to Violet, and we're standing where they should be. If we go to Eberron, and we go to exactly the same location in the Hall of Heroes, which, you know, it's down here. So there's Violet. And here's the vendors. So these are the vendors that I was looking for that we couldn't find in the Forgotten Realms. I'm assuming they just haven't added them yet. And so here's the bundle person. I want everything. Okay. I've already picked up everything, but I want the... Yeah, there's my quiver. All right, great. So I'm not going to wear that cloak. I already used that tome, so I don't need that. And I'm going to do the bald helmet instead, the tattoo helmet. So if you guys haven't seen this, I'll show you guys. It's really cool. Get to like a light area so you can see it. You probably have seen it, but like that, it's hard to kind of see, but that's like a tattoo on her head, which is, it comes from this cosmetic. So it makes it like tattooed with these images. The Red Wizard of Thay, and this is the Red Wizard outfit. It looks really good. I like the elf. I'm, you know, like an elf fan, so I like the way that looks better than this, but that's the Red Wizard of Thay outfit, and the cloak that I was wearing is the one that comes with this Red Wizard. It's like the white cloak, but I like the... I'm gonna run around in the elf outfit with the elf quiver just because I like it. I think I'll keep myself bald. I'll use the bald Red Wizard head tattoos, right? We'll see if we can get a better light source to look at that. So I want to save. This is the stuff I usually run with. I'll just put those in my bank. Don't need that. This is a repeat, and this is a repeat. And it's not... This helmet is really cool, and it matches the horse. So this is the horse. So this is the elf horse that you get from, I think it's the collector bundle. It's super sharp. I love the color. I love the angles. I love the art. It's great. I think they did a phenomenal job with this. Like that's super cool. It looks like something straight out of Lord of the Rings. Maybe the color in Lord of the Rings would have been like whiter, right? But or like more silver, but this looks really good. And then this, obviously, everybody's been riding around on these flying carpets. And the Red Wizard gives you the bald set, so it looks really cool. And then this is the that imp is from the ultimate bundle, and then there's a little Kushi pet, the little dog, and it's cute. It has the same armor. I think that's it right there. Yeah, it's got the same like armor on it that they have on the horse. It's neat. I mean, I'm not like I usually run around with the Archon, right? But I'm going to run around with the Red Wizard of Thay imp just because I'm sure like people will be curious to see it because it's part of the ultimate bundle. Where's the bank? Yeah, I love what they did with that with the quiver as a cloak. I think that's such a great idea. I hope they do a lot more stuff like this. All right, so I am going to put my normal Deathwalker sash that has my Festival Cold buff on it in my character bank, and then I will put my Elite Spider Cult mask that has my Festival Fire buff on it. I will put it there. We'll keep them there. I put those festival buffs on the gear. They used to have an event in the Forgotten Realms in the winter time. They haven't run it in a few years, but you used to be able to add these festival bonuses to your cosmetics. So that's basically what I did. It's not a lot, but you know, having 10 fire resist at level 1, it really kind of helps. Having 10 cold resist at level 1 makes it easier to do that early content without worrying about taking like massive elemental damage. So now we are level 15. I think what we should do is a couple things. One, I want to actually like do a quest. The carpet, the way they have it moving works really good. Like, I'm happy with it. I actually kind of feel like I'm surfing. You know, like the animation for the way it moves, it works. Okay, we're just gonna pick up this stuff. Giant Hold is level 14, right? So being level 15, it's a good place to start. I mean, the way that it like it rotates a little bit when you bank and turn, I think that's really cool. They certainly did a great job. All right, let's get our spell up bars set up before we actually quest. Right, just to make sure that I have all the stuff that I need. Everybody does this differently, right? But I need to make sure that I have, for example, my epic past lives. So I want my energy criticals. I want my skill mastery. I want my Colors of the Queen. And then I want my brace. Because I'm doing color spray. So those are my epics. Don't need the heroics. Because I'm doing color spray, I want deep gnome. But I could also, because I'm doing radiance damage, take Morning Lord. So I'll probably pin Morning Lord. So there's my deep gnome. If you didn't have a Quiver of Alacrity, you'd probably want Tiefling Scoundrel, because that'll give you 30% striding. That's, you know, always on. You don't need to worry about having boots. Another one people run a lot with is Shardakai. And then the racials, you can see I'm only missing a couple at this point. I still have a couple to do, and now they just added Eladrin, so we'll have to do that. My meta magics for now, you know what I will do? I'll actually move them all here. So we'll have yet another hidden bar of meta magics. Alright, and we're gonna put Quicken on all the time. Got the affinities. Okay, so I'm running around in summer. And then there's that. There's nothing else that I can activate. I forgot to go and talk to the vendor to turn on my like butterfly wings and stuff like that. So we'll put all this stuff on the bar. There's my knock. There's my resist. All right, so it looks like I need to also go and buy spell components. So there's Chaos Hammer. I definitely want to try Prismatic Strike. Okay, that's our CC. There's our Dispel. That's my... Okay, move this there. All right, so these are all my resists. So I've got resist, protection, fire shield, more DPS, displacement, circle. Okay, that's a CC. That's DPS. That, I don't think I'll use it, but I have it. Yeah, we definitely want to look at... All right, so you know what? Let's jump. All right, so I'm going to move all of this stuff over here for now, because I know I've got a bunch of SLAs. All right, Snowball Swarm. Sorry if I'm being redundant. All right, there's Chaos Hammer. All right, we want that. And we want that. This we'll just put on the bar. Okay, we have that, we have that. All right, got all those spells. Those are the normal spells. Now, these are the SLAs. So this is sort of like what I want. So I want to really, like, test this junk out and see if it's worth. So that's our spell boost, Reaper power. Here's our color spray. And I can add all of these buffs to my color spray now. Okay, there's our little fairy for the Fade Arc. So turn that on. That gives me magic missile immunity. And here are my two other. So it looks like I have 3 SLAs. 1, 2. And this is a rapid surge. So the rapid surge I want to keep here, so I can just punch it when I need it. All right, so these are the SLAs. I'm just going to turn these. We could do this all, just turn them all on, but these are SLAs. It won't make these cost anymore. And we definitely want to see if any of these are bad or if any of them are really good before we look at the actual spells too, right? And then the other thing I want to do is make sure that I've got my healing set up. So there's a wand. There's my weapon. My death ward. Yeah, okay. Oh, actually. Okay. Yeah, sometimes setting these up takes a while. All right, so I want the Sharn Pass there. And then I like to make these quick travels just to have them. This is more a remnant from hardcore where I needed to have like an oh shit, you know, a button to press. All right, so that looks fine. I'm going to put displacement on the bar right there. I still need my heal scrolls. All right, they're right there. And yeah, we'll do that. Gonna put Illyri on the bar over here in case we need her. There's my pale lavender if I need that. There's my Harper pin. Okay, that's my armor. I'm not wearing that, so I'm just gonna put that right there. That's spell potions if I need them. I usually don't use those. There's my throwing weapon. This stuff here is just somewhat useful. Like, these are from the Halloween event. And then there's my, broccoli juice. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. So the spell that I have the biggest question about is Prismatic Strike. So we're going to put that on the bar right there. I have it quickened. I just need to basically go and buy spell components right now. Without thinking about it, I know that I can get them in the snapping line. It's weird seeing my character look bald. That's creeping me out, but I could carry Omnidust, which would make it easier than carrying multiple stacks of these, but my Omnidust is on another character somewhere, so not really gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna... I think I've got up to level 7, right? So we'll get up to level 7 spells. I might as well buy like all of them since we're here, just in case. Yeah, I'm running out of backpack space already. Okay, fine. That's good. And I'll go to my ship and get guild buffs. Should make our hit points go up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. We got a few. All right, here we go. We're gonna go see how this actually plays. Am I gonna be happy? Or am I going to be miserable? Remember, I've been playing Dragonlord that's been obliterating content. You know, like, I'm used to just basically stomping everything. So, I would imagine that if these giants saw a bald elf fly by on a flying carpet, they'd probably think they did too much drugs or drank too much and wouldn't attack me. They'd just sort of let me go. And that seems to be what's happening, although one irate orc shot an arrow at me, but...
This hideaway may keep the orcs safe, but there is no land big enough for my kind.
I'm just gonna do R1.
Our safety must be carved.
I mean, I could try doing like R4, but it probably would just be a disaster.
My memories are...
The orc you spoke to outside.
All right, there. I've got Death Ward now. We're just basically going to try out some of this stuff. All right, so here. Oh, I'm not set up. All right, there it is. Oh, that was great. Let's try... So that was Wild Strike. We're going to try Chaos Bolt. So that... it did a little bit of damage and knocked him down. I mean, that's pretty decent for something that casts super fast and is up every 4 seconds. And it gave me a pumpkin head. Let's see what we do on this Reaper. Oh, I like that. I mean, that's pretty decent. So, the one that I said that I liked was this Chaos Sphere. I've got something over my head. I don't understand what all of these mean, but we're gonna do, so this is a Chaos Sphere. Basically, this is like the Chaos version of a fireball, right? So here it is. We killed one. We made a, God, I am in like a permanent Wild Surge Pax. You've contracted a terrible magical disease that reduces your constitution and slows your movement, but hopefully you had fun. Yeah. I mean, it's great except for the fact that I've contracted a rare magical disease. I guess maybe this was what happened with Rasslin, right? The mage in Dragonlance, where he has to drink that herbal tea every day, otherwise he'll die. Is there okay, so here's the thing. Can I poison? Did not remove it. Curse? Did not remove it. Let's try a heal scroll. This should remove a disease effect. It did not. Oh, it actually did, but it surged again and put me into a different phase. It's so weird. It's gonna take a while to get used to this phasing in and out. So here's that.
Nogak approaches and
it did nothing.
Disgust at your presence.
All right, we're gonna color spray since they're. Wow, the color spray killed them all. So I want to try this prismatic strike. That was pretty good. It hit him with like a couple things. That was this that knocked him down. Wild Strike. He was immune to whatever that Wild Strike tried to do to him. Wow, I just turned him into a little rat. And he's running away. That's super cool.
Nogak has been slain.
I like that. I think that's a great effect. Oh, I got a mystical unicorn. Will the unicorn fight? Oh, it does. It looks like it buffs the area that I'm standing in with a sort of effect here. Oh, it's healing me. Dude, that's awesome. So you can proc a random wild surge of a unicorn that will heal you. It basically pops like a little heal node. That is super, super cool. Wow. I think the color spray becoming a nuke is the most fun part. I've got a pumpkin for a head again. Alright, all those reflex saves that I took actually paying off. Wow, that is a... Okay, so that is a level 1 SLA, and I just did almost 1,000 damage with it for 2 spell points. That is a really, really good SLA, and I'm assuming if I use the actual spell, we're going to test that out right now. So here we'll do a test. So on this dude, since he's coming. So this is the SLA, right? We did 200, almost 300, and knocked him down. And this is the regular spell with just Quicken on it. I mean, bro, it did the same exact damage. Like, that's a level 1 spell with nothing but Quicken on it. Like, look at that. 500 chaos damage from a level 1. So that's way better than my normal go-to, which was Sonic Blast. Look at that. Man, that is really, really good. Alright, we're gonna see how the other stuff does. Here's my Snowball Swarm. Okay, that's what I expected to see. We're gonna Color Spray. We'll get rid of that caster. So here again is the level 1 spell that's just quickened. We're just gonna spam it and see how we do. I'm so impressed by that level 1 spell. That is amazing. I mean, that is such great damage. Alright, I want to try Chaos Hammer. That was not good. That's terrible. What the hell? It's not working right. There's no actual chaos damage for my Chaos Hammer. It's just doing a secondary wild effect. So it's got to be bugged. That's garbage. It did knock him down. And it is doing like a secondary effect, but it's not doing any chaos damage at all. So that's good to know. So right now, Chaos Hammer is bugged. It's not working. Here's a normal Chaos Sphere. Let's try it again, because that one got hit. I mean, that, again, it's just quickened. Not meta magicked at all. It costs 19 spell points. A Sphere of Chaos bursts, dealing chaos damage. They can make a reflex save, and then it has a chance to do any number of wild effects. Okay, because we want XP, right? I'm breaking some of this stuff, but alright, so this is a Wild Strike cast that is straight up from my spellbook. Wow. Dude, the damage on that, dude, is this not, like, I don't have any meta magics on except for Quicken. I can't move. Okay, there we go. Alright. Let's try it again. Ah, oh, man, the damage on these spells is amazing. Alright, let's try Prismatic Ray. Oh, that was good. Yeah, I mean, Prismatic Ray is awesome. I've got that disease again. Bro, I've got like 9 diseases. I'm poisoned. I've got Red Ache. That's from the Orc. And now I've got a Wild Surge Pax disease again. Let's see if I can get it all off of me with a scroll. I did. So, the magical diseases you can get rid of with heal scrolls. That's good. The next one, this is a Prismatic Strike. A brilliant ray projects from your finger, causing the target. So it's a single target. This is my spell from my spellbook with just Quicken on it. We're going to see what the range is. I mean, that was good range, pretty good damage. It looks really good. It's doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Also not bad from right out of the spellbook, even though it is expensive at 43 spell points. I probably would just rely on these SLAs. Like, there's Chaos Sphere. The problem with Chaos Sphere that I'm seeing is that the arc on the ball that drops is quite high. So this is my SLA of Prismatic Strike. So this SLA costs... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, there is no SLA for Prismatic Strike. That's just the spell. So I actually don't need to keep that on the bar. This is the same thing. So the next thing I want to test out is the Prismatic Spray. We're just going to do it quickened, right? We'll just do it quickened. And
Here,
these orcs...
goblins have been dispatched. What are they doing in the orc encampment?
Oh man, that was so great. One spell, and they're all gone. I didn't even see bodies. They just vanished. That's the kind of sorcerer magic that we want to see, right? Oh, actually, there are bodies. Alright, there they are. We'll do it again. Here's another prismatic spray. This is the spray. Oh, that's great. So mixing between spray, color spray, prismatic spray, and then the SLAs, we can do some really great damage for cheap. Yeah, it looks like prismatic spray is going to be a go-to spell, just because, I mean, look at that. It's super fast to cast. The hitbox is huge. And it's going to take advantage of and proc all of our, you know, various wild magic surges and stuff. So we're color spray to get the CC down, and then we just do our prismatic spray and then just clean it up with these other SLAs. That's great. So you probably just run with color spray. It's almost 50 spell points to cast, but so far we've been doing pretty well with spell points. But you can see, like, I'm making short work of this stuff. Granted, this is only R1. I mean, I should probably see how it does on R4.
You enter into
right?
another wing that has been converted into makeshift living quarters.
But, I mean, it feels really good. I think that's the plague curse. Yeah, it is. Okay.
You approach Zikir as he charges toward you. As Zikir drops to the ground, you
Nice, I got some sort of sphere on me. And I just evaporated all of those orcs. I'm gonna throw a party ball at this dude. There we go. Oh, let's get the key. And the chest. I just don't understand why they don't just run from me. I'm a bold Eladrin. Like, why aren't they running from that in terror? Okay, there's color spray. There's my prismatic spray. We're gonna throw a party ball at that dude. And he had so much fun, he died. This dude here, what do we want to hit him with? We'll rapid surge ourselves, and then we'll hit him with that. I mean, great, but I got that wild pox again. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Yeah, so they let you get rid of it immediately. You know, I'm missing the fast movement that you get from the air elemental stance, but, you know, I mean, it doesn't... I don't think that I would miss out on all this wild fun. Like, that's great. That's really cool. I mean, that's only a level 1 SLA, so it's not super good, but it's good. That's the version of our fireball. I just made a squirrel here for some reason. A bunch of squirrels. Were those orcs that got turned into squirrels? Hopefully. I mean, we obliterated him. That spell is really strong. Wild Strike. Let's do it again. That did nothing to him. So he resisted it. Okay, the hitbox isn't that far. There's the level 1 spell. So that level 1 spell is a consistent dealer. That was it again. Like, that is a consistent... I didn't have to use a shrine. I still have almost 30% of my mana. And that was R1. I think we'll come in... We'll reset this, come back in, and we'll see how we do on R4. I don't think I can actually, though, reset it because I finished it, right? I have to go and turn it in and pick it up again. That's okay. We can do that. That's the plan, though. We want to try this stuff out and see.
The orcs safe, but there is no land big enough for my kind. Our safety must be carved out by sword and blood.
All right, Storm Reaver,
What
relax.
blood have I shed? My memories are lost.
We did pretty well, all things considered. That's actually not a bad ring. Resist 4 Featherfall protection at level 13. I mean, yeah, it's not a piece of set gear, but if you didn't have a ring, that's not bad. If a hardcore league, I'd save that. Try to, you know, see if anybody needed it, because it probably would help somebody. Oh, yeah, let me... It should just grant it to me again. Yeah, right.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, here there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love if there's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Oh la la. Hunting old crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest in it and embark. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Hey la, Mary la. Oh la 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 la. Oh la la. La 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 la. La 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 la.